do lawyers really have a backup? You yourself are a first generation lawyer. Do lawyers really have a social security when they enter into the world of litigation?
So this is something which is very important for our community, the legal community. When you talk of social security, you don't talk of people like me or people who can provide social security for themselves. When you talk of social security, we talk of the mass of the lawyers, the average lawyer, so to say. And I would say that would comprise, say, almost 80% of the, or maybe 90% of the legal community, because only 10% would be able to manage their social security privately. When we talk of social security of a lawyer and that of an average lawyer, I had the misfortune of being the president of the bar during the pandemic. And I know for sure that lawyers had to relocate. Some were even driving auto rickshaws to pay their monthly house rents, to pay the school fees. There were lawyers who had to take out their children from private schools and put them in government schools because they couldn't afford the fees. There were lawyers who couldn't afford to meet the bills of the hospital where they were admitted. And in that tenure, fortunately, we could collect a lot of money and distribute amongst lawyers, both as dole and medical help, etc., and keep that worst phase of pandemic going. Now that period actually, of course, I was always fighting for social security for lawyers, but that period really actually showed me the actual, impact of a lack of social security in the legal community. So if a lawyer were to fall sick, or if a lawyer were to suddenly, if he's alive and if he's fit, somehow or the other, he'll be able to manage things. His family will also be taken care of. And he'll be able to pay his EMIs and he'll be able to pay his rent and the school fees, etc. But the moment he falls sick, suddenly heavens fall on him and his family. And there is no security. So there is no social security there is no pension, firstly. There is no life insurance. There is no medical insurance post his life. Even there is no medical insurance even during his lifetime, even while he is working. So even that he has to privately manage. So when you live in a society or in a system where mostly people get either CGHS benefit or government benefit or medical benefits by their employers, to be in a profession where there is no social security is a huge disadvantage. Now I have been advocating for a lawyer welfare stamp for the lawyers of the Supreme Court, and I'm quite hopeful that in this tenure of Justice Gawai, we may get a positive response on that, because that will be able to help us generate a sufficient corpus which can be used to provide the life insurance, medical insurance, etc., free of cost for the needy lawyers. And that will be in fact, even yesterday also, I was in discussion with the LIC people. I'm wanting to start a group LIC for the Supreme Court lawyers. Normally, bar councils have social security in the form of lawyers' welfare stamp in the high courts. And since Supreme Court lawyers comprise of lawyers from different parts of the country and registered with different bar councils in the country, they don't have any bar council support as far as the social security is concerned. Even the Delhi government, which comes up with a scheme for lawyers of Delhi, also unfortunately restricts it to lawyers who live in Delhi. Whereas Supreme Court has that NCR, where our lawyers live in Gurgaon, Faridabad, Noida, Ghaziabad, all around Delhi. So those people don't get the benefit of Delhi also. So we really are a very unique lot, and especially the underprivileged amongst us are completely. So every time there is a bereavement of a lawyer amongst our members, we all end up collecting money and being able to send to his family. But that's not the right way forward. It should be it should be a system where the system itself should take care of people in hard cases like those, rather than we going around and collecting money from individual lawyers. So I think this is something which is very, very important for the legal community, and it is my endeavor that in my last tenure I should be able to do something of permanent nature both in terms of life insurance and for medical insurance for the members of the Supreme Court Bar Association.